You've seen my plaza, you've seen my meadow, and you've seen my beach. Now get ready for my most ambitious build yet, the Forest of Valor. Now I'm sure many of you have been asking yourselves, what's taking him so long? Will we ever see his next biome? The Dazzle Beach Tour was almost a month ago. Well, it was actually about a month and a half, but who's counting? To be fair, there's a good reason it's taken me this long. Hey there, gamers, I'm probably Senpai, and today we're going to be exploring and discussing my most recent Dreamlight Valley project. My Forest of Valor project was by far my most ambitious. This particular build cost me over 3,000 stone, over 1,300 bricks, 600 gold ingots, and well over 1,000 iron ingots. The amount of commitment it took to create this build is enough to make even the most devoted partner say, maybe we should take a break. In fact, you can thank this build for our iron method tutorial. I knew in order to pull this off within a reasonable time frame, I was going to need to find the most efficient iron farming method possible. So I did, and then I decided to share it with all of you. I'd like to open this video by explaining my thought process behind the build. I decided a long time ago that I would transform the Forest of Valor, or at least part of it, into a residential area, as it was in close proximity to the plaza. My plaza was designed to be my town square, so I wanted a residential zone located on its borders. Since the meadow houses my dream garden and keeps the valley well fed, and I'm saving the sunlit plateau for Simba, Nala, Scar, Timon, and Pumbaa, the Forest of Valor was the obvious choice in this plan. Before we dive into this build, I'd like to mention that I am a small, full-time content creator. Every like on this video literally helps me keep my career alive. So consider liking if you enjoy the video. If you want to show even more support, you can subscribe and turn on notifications. This will keep you in the loop on all my Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. And I say this every time I make a video, but it bears repeating. There is no wrong way to decorate your valley. You don't even have to like what I've done here. What's important is that you create something that feels right to you. If you do like what I've done, feel free to pull any ideas out of any of my builds for inspiration. No credit necessary. I'm just glad you're watching this video. It helps me put food on my table, so thanks for keeping me alive. I like living. But enough about me, let's take a look at my most ambitious project yet. A first look at the biome will quickly reveal that the forest is split into two sections. One is a completely paved, fenced, and occupied residential area. The other is an ode to the origins of the Forest of Valor, occupied with a variety of vegetation and natural pathing. We'll tour the latter part of the biome near the end of this video. For now, let's explore the residential zone. Upon entering the biome, you'll notice a path of gold and opal road, lined with flower beds. This road guides us through the residential area. The road is also complemented by the brick and iron spiked fence, celestial banners, and a handful of streetlights. The gold and opal road runs from the plaza entrance all the way to the Frosted Heights staircase and required over 600 gold ingots and 600 stone to construct. However, this still pales in comparison to the demand of the brick and iron fence. In total, 450 pieces of the iron spike and bricked fence were placed, costing a knee-buckling 900 iron ingots and 1,350 bricks. These two features alone required weeks of mining and digging to place. Despite the tremendous amounts of gold and opal road, most of the residential area is actually filled with the standard brick pathing, with the exception of a few locations utilizing the muddy path, natural stone path, and the asphalt path. The brick pathing placed in this biome alone required over 2,000 stone. Between the brick pathing, the gold and opal road, the flower beds, and more, I went from holding nearly 4,000 stone to holding less than 50. Despite the insane time and resource costs, I couldn't be happier with the build. It's more beautiful than I thought it would be. And surely as I progressed with the build, I became more and more satisfied. Close to the entrance, we'll come across the biome's wishing well. The well is placed between two decorative statues and is lined with our favorite costly fence. Tiki torches, flower beds, resting benches, and trellis surround the well's enclosure. Across the well lies the valley's largest craftable item, which ironically is simply called fountain. The corners of the fountain are fitted with the brick and iron fence, which is placed horizontally from the fencing that surrounds the wishing well. Filling in the corners around the fountain are bamboo shoots, golden plants, and flower beds. The golden plants are small, but they add an exceptionally nice touch, but do come at a high cost, running 10,000 star coins apiece. A natural stone path connects to this enclosure and leads us to the first home in the residential area, Mirabelle's famous casita. Now, many players chose to place casita in the Sunlit Plateau, and to be honest, I think this is a fine and optimal choice. The colors and vegetation surrounding casita fit that biome very well, and I've seen some beautiful builds utilizing it, though I knew upon placing casita in my valley that I would love to make it the crown jewel of this residential build, and that's exactly what I've done. The path into casita is accompanied by a strewn leaf rug, flower beds, picnic tables, and elegant gazebos, placed along both the right and left-hand sides. In honor of Mirabelle's sister, casita's perimeter is fit with a wide variety of flowers. On the right, casita's beautiful array of colors are complemented by the Adventure is Out There balloon basket from the Up series collection. A lot of my viewers see the balloon basket and ask me where I got it from, so if you're curious, it was part of the game's very first star path. Moving on. Considering casita is one of the valley's largest and most beautiful properties, I just had to include an in-ground pool on the left-hand side. I'm sure casita receives many guests, and I wanted a way to keep them entertained in the summer. The perimeter of the property is lined with a row of trellis, mostly because I couldn't afford another row of the brick and iron fence. Maybe one day. The trellis along the right side leads up to the elegant gazebo, while the trellis on the left side leaves an opening for the mining rock. A few yards away from casita, we come across the resident face of Disney himself, Mickey Mouse. And opposite of Mickey's house, just across the Golden Opal Road, lies the home of Minnie Mouse. When designing the residential area, I just had to make sure this adorable couple were as close together as possible. Both homes are lined with the brick and iron fence, though they both offer their own unique features. You probably noticed the insanely expensive water tower next to Mickey's, and let me just say Mickey's lucky that I love him, because this water tower cost me a whopping 100 iron ingots and 10 topaz, which I guess isn't really that much compared to the fence. Mud pathing is laid upon the ground, occupying the foundation of the water tower to prevent garlic and flowers from sprouting. This same mud pathing is also used to line the flower beds of Mickey and Minnie's properties. The flower beds in both yards are themed to their respective homes, though this does not apply to the flowers outside of the yards along the fencing. Brick pathing leads to the doors of both homes, and a patio of natural stony path sits adjacent to this entry. I also placed a few outdoor furniture items to accent both patios. And considering Mickey is one of the biggest celebrities in the Disney universe, I was sure to include some resting benches for all of his inevitable visitors. Moving beyond the homes of Mickey and Minnie, we continue to head down the Golden Opal Road, where we find the home of Goofy. Goofy's home and yard is designed in a similar fashion as to Mickey and Minnie's, lined with our favorite fence, standard brick pathing for entry, flower beds, a small patio, yet Goofy's yard is a little bit smaller. But real estate is expensive in the valley, and Goofy spends most of his money buying all of my pumpkins for some reason. Whoa! Well, alright. As we all know, Goofy loves fishing, so he's situated next to the path leading down to Dazzle Beach. A large decorative topiary square adorns the entrance, and next to that we see our next home, or should I say, future home. Yes, that's right, nestled in the back of the residential area, more homes are being built as we speak. And whose house just so happens to look like construction equipment? That's right, Wally's. For months, I struggled with what to do with Wally's home. No matter where I put it, I had a hard time feeling like it truly fit in. Then, while building my village, I had the bright idea to make a construction site. Now, I know I'm not the only one who has struggled with Wally's home. So, in the very near future, I will be making a separate video for this build in particular. For now, I'll just give you a quick summary. Muddy path makes up the foundation, and the wire mesh fence is scattered about the perimeter. Various rocks, safety cones, tools, coolers, and posts are abundant throughout the property, all coming together to give it that magical construction site feel. Personally, I love the way this turned out, and to me at least, it really does feel like a new building is quickly taking shape. I even considered putting the next villager's house right here and then moving Wally's construction zone elsewhere. And to answer your question, yes, I do find it ironic that the nature-loving Wally is participating in deforestation for the sake of real estate development. Sorry, Wally, get a better house next time. Now that we've seen the entrance, casita, Mickey's house, Minnie's house, Goofy's house, and Wally's truck, it's time to move on into the residential entertainment district. From here, the Golden Opal Road is lined with glowing green lampposts, which usher us into a separate part of the village. The first item we'll come across is Woody's Carousel. Woody's Carousel sits atop asphalt pavement and is paired with Buzz's RV. Buzz and Woody are toys, so I didn't feel the need to give them a yard. Woody's home doubles as a fun ride for the residents, and Buzz, well, I'd like to think he's just visiting. Beside the two homes, we find Goofy's stall. The entertainment district wouldn't be complete without some shopping, even if the only things for sale are seeds, onions, and blueberries. Across from Buzz, next to Wally's construction site, sits the entertainment district's very own venue. The venue is complete with two of its own custodian robots and remains well lit with iron lampposts. Concessions can be found close by, and the venue is known for highlighting local artists such as the Badness Level Brigade, Prince Eric's Flute, and the world-famous DJ Senpai. I'm not really a DJ. Beyond our venue, the entertainment district houses a few more decorations and features. Another large and beautiful topiary, a rest area, a rustic clock tower, the celebrating friendship statue, and a row of trellis along the back wall of the biome, which I'll eventually replace with more brick and iron fence once I mine for a few more years. Now that you've seen the entire residential area, let's take a look at the Forest of Valors, forest. The only furniture you'll find on this side of the biome are small amounts of lighting, a picnic site, and a campfire. The green low torches help guide our way through the forest at night, but I didn't want it to feel overdeveloped. It was important to me to keep this area true to the biome's nature. Besides, I'm not a monster. Too much deforestation and the raccoons have nowhere to go. Then again, maybe it'll teach them to stop running from me. There are two entry points to the wooded section of the forest biome. One near the end of our Golden Opal Road in the entertainment district, and one close to the wishing well near the plaza entrance. To give the forest floor texture, I use the muddy path, the leaf-strewn path, the biome's natural rock formations, and plenty of the biome's natural grass. The leaf-strewn path serves as the main walkway through the forest and leads to both forest accesses to Frosted Heights. Considering so much of the forest biome has been removed to make space for the residential area, I wanted to be sure to offer a lot of biodiversity in the remaining forested area. I did so by utilizing a wide variety of trees, bushes, shrubs, and smaller forms of vegetation. The forest and the residential area are separated by a small river that runs through the biome. I chose to decorate the biome's water source with reeds and pink glowing lilies. I must confess, I'm a bit obsessed with these lilies, and I tend to put them in almost every water source. With the exception of the beach, of course, there's enough glowing stuff out there. On the far end of the biome, furthest from the river, you'll notice the trees are the same as those native to Frosted Heights. This is because some of the colder features from Frosted Heights do bleed into the Forest of Valor, and I wanted to be sure to represent that with the vegetation as well. This part of the biome speaks mostly for itself. Unlike the residential area, there's not as much to highlight or explain. So we're about ready to wrap up this part of the tour. That said, we're not quite finished yet. On my last biome tour video, I decided to end the experience with a silent walkthrough, and many of you praised this idea. Since it was so well received, I've decided to make it a theme moving forward. Our silent walkthrough of the entire biome will begin as soon as I make a couple of closing statements. First off, thank you so much for watching this video. We recently got partnered on YouTube, and it's all thanks to viewers like you. We're still a pretty small channel, but I'm excited and eager to continue advancing my career. A simple like on this video would help me so much. So if you enjoyed the content today, please consider hitting that like button. Secondly, be sure to subscribe for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. And lastly, I broadcast live 6 days a week and would love an opportunity to chat with you. You can find links to all my socials in the video description below. Thank you so much for your time today, and as always, good luck decorating your valley.
My neighbors are good. Yes, model citizens.